All right, guys, it's Anthony here, Subaru Service. Got Dan's truck here. Oh, 06. Must be an early 06, I think. This is getting it has a charge air cooler leak. And it got some nice freaking, those are expensive, if you notice that. 19.5s, 8 lug. Yeah, they don't make those. We had to have those from an aftermarket company. This is our next girl right here. Here we go. Let's get to know her pretty good. He already cleaned it up a little bit. Yep, I don't know what's going on right there. Hopefully that's not a massive issue. That's a transmission harness. And those are no longer available. We got a lot of cleaning to do. The bottle's pretty freaking dark. Underneath is disgusting. I mean, we got to do a bunch of cleaning under here. He did blow a tire out. It's actually going to the body shop. If you notice, this is a very nice truck with just a mishap. It's going to go to the body shop and get painted when we get done. But look at the leaking. It's look at that. Yeah, let's not have that anymore. And I'm pretty sure we're going to do a full set of injectors. So the Diag here, I mean, injectors, I get it, but we're going to put a set in. I might still look at them for our own records, because these are going to be, if any of these are good, we will not core them out. We'll keep them. Not studded. Doesn't even have a delete on it. It's not even deleted, but he's got the wrong oil filter. Need to bang on him for that. Still has an EGR cooler in place right there. So I don't know how much better ownership you could get than, you know, no hardly any money spent on it at all. But this is gonna hurt. I mean, it's gonna hurt right now, but let's fire this thing up and see what happens. Let's look at some numbers. See, a little dirty, dusty. That's all it is dusty. We're gonna clean it all out, get it inside, take the seats out, clean the carpet, clean the floor mats, clean everything up. But it's, I mean, as far as condition, this is a freaking beautiful truck. I mean, you can't really mistake it by that mishap down there in the fender. It's just, stuff happens. So I'm really debating on IDS. I have been debating on it. It's like 900 bucks. It's for the year, and anymore, I've just been doing so many engine builds that, oh, turn the key on. All right, here we go. Hope the battery's good. 190,000 miles, 06, King Ranch. Let's turn this off, hang on. I didn't have the key on. So, I mean, I'm not sure how much I really need to do with IDS, because, I mean, most of the stuff we do, I don't really need it. I mean, but there are those times where we got a Diag. Ooh, cylinder 2, misfire. Wow, okay. So normally, a misfire is going to be an actual broken injector. There's going to be like either the bolt broke and the coil's loose. Or it could be rockers. Could be rockers too. I've seen a lot of misfires when the coils are not. I think maybe they're not making contact at the right time, so it's something. Or it could be rockers too. Could be rockers. Who knows? But that's the only thing we got. Is cylinder 2. So cylinder 2 is suspect. All right, let's just scroll down through here. App 1, 2, and 3, we'll watch for a lot easier with a line graph. I guess I could click that. Let's see what that does. Okay, here we go. Accelerator pedal percentage is at the top. We got a floor mat here. We just want to watch for even swipes. Them to go together. Go up together and down together. Accelerator pedal. That looks all right. Let's keep looking. No cam faults. EVP is 0.88. At least it shows the highest and lowest, so I don't have to be there at it. So it's been rock solid at a 0.88, which is good. 0.9 is pretty good. No 75 degrees on oil. How much was coolant? I think we had coolant up here. 80. Ooh. 80 and 75? No, that's okay. So probably the coolant sensor might have a bunch of corrosion on it, because they should not be 5 degrees apart. Well, maybe they could. Who knows? I guess the I don't know. That's, oh, there it is. It's warming up now. Look, I haven't even started it yet. It's up to 77. Okay, so who knows? ABP. I'm gonna keep the key off and back on. Too bad it resets it though. The FICM is one that we can't test the voltage when we're 100 degrees intake temp. Okay, let's go ahead and really want to see FICM and IPR. Let me change these screens so I can do it, figure out how to do that. All right, we'll get it set up. FICM volts at the top, IPR is at the bottom. Let's see if I can get it to reset without. Okay, there it goes, it reset. Okay, FICM's at the top, IPR's at the bottom. Let's watch for 84, and we don't want anything under 46, 45 at the top. Here we go. It didn't really update fast enough, but it sure did sputter pretty good, didn't it? Staying at 47 up on the FICM. And missing, so that's going to be number 2. Look at number 5. 2 by far is horrible. $13 and $11 on 5 and 6. Okay, so really we got cylinder 1 looks really good. 3 and 4 and 8. But some of those could be trying to compensate for that number 2 being so bad. Let me just watch it for a minute. Yeah, 1, 3, 4, and 8. So far seen, but even 3, I mean, honestly, 1 and 8. 1, 4, 8, and 3 would be the order. There you go. We'll go ahead and see if the AC works. Yep, it's a tough job. I'm gonna have to make sure the AC works. That's hard on me. You have ABS light on? I'm imagining it's probably front right from the damage from the tire. Let's just see. All right, so we got right front and left rear. So left rear would mean just the sensor in the rear diff. There is no left rear and right rear. It's just the rear diff. So that's pretty much a drag. I mean, if it is the rear, that's easy to do afterwards. We won't we won't really mess with that. And the right front, that's something that probably broke the wire and tore it all up. That's probably pretty simple. And it could have shorted out something from the front that shorted out the rear, who knows? Because I'm sure that tire was flapping around, beating the hell out of everything. It's kind of shaking. Here. Let's get out and look at it. You don't sound very happy. Could get up and touch number 2 real quick. Okay, so we'll go down here and touch the plug. Well, how about we do it on number 2? See if I can do it. So before we condemn it, I will go ahead and shake some wires down here, make sure that the misfire doesn't go away. Shake the number 2 plug right down there. See if I can make it worse. Staying pretty consistent. Shake under the FICM a little bit. Just want to double check. Make sure it's not something simple. Should sound a lot better though. Rubber seal with the cap. The air's kind of cold. Probably need a dryer at least. Brake fluid's up, so as long as no brake fluid was added, that means that the brakes are fairly decent. We'll let it get a little temperature here and we'll drive in a second. Okay, so we let it warm up and AC is not going to cut it. Dryer, something, orifice tube and dryer at least. See how dirty the condenser is. See if it's clogged with air, you know, with dirt in it. That could hurt too. Okay, so AC. Okay, it warmed up. It's gotten a little better. Now it's looking like number 2 and number 5 are really the 2 most suspect ones. The rest of them cleaned up fairly well. Let's go check our temperatures. Okay, right now we're at 172 coolant and 161 oil. So coolant's warming up faster than oil. Shifter's off a little bit. Said we got a pretty big boost leak on here. Thanks to the charge air cooler is leaking. So let's see what kind of boost we get, see if we can hear it. Oh yeah, there it is. Little skip in the transmission shift right there. Yeah, I can hear the air leaking. Bleeding horsepower right there for sure. Here we go. It's whistling pretty good right there. Sounds like the fan's locked up. But I do have the air on. Here we go. Fan's on. I hear the air. Okay, now 204 is absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason for this thing to be sitting at 204 with no trailer on the back. Oil's right there with it. That's warm. Okay, let's do a hard acceleration here on IPR. And let's see if we can get 84 is maxed out. I think this is stock tune, so it should not hit 84, but it can go up close to 80. Here we go. 79. Okay, so that would deem a healthy high pressure oil system. Okay, well, just sitting here, I've been idling for a minute, and it's 197. 199, 197. It did drop oil down. Which one was higher? I don't remember, because we did have a couple degree variance in the sensor. But normally coolant should drop faster than oil. It's pretty odd. That really is freaking weird. Now it's up to 201. I'm sitting here idling. 197. Oil's staying steady, but coolant's warming up. Normally the oil, like if an oil cooler was bad, the oil would be hot and could not be cooled down to the coolant level. We're down below the coolant temperature. See if we see any smoke out of there. Not really. Okay, I've been running a little bit, about 80. So now I got it to where 215 oil, 212 on coolant, so it did get the oil heated up. But it, I mean, 215, I wonder. It's still pretty freaking warm, but we're at 210 on the coolant, so not really. That's still good. That oil cooler actually can stay. I mean, honestly, overall, it's a really nice truck. Ride's pretty good. It's a little lumpy on those 19.5s. I mean, they're heavy duty commercial tires. Steering doesn't feel too bad. AC, I think I'm gonna plan on orifice tube and a dryer. At least do that when we crack the system. That might bring it back a little bit. And then, I mean, the velocity doesn't feel too bad. So, I mean, look how dirty the dash is. With the dash, you know, the inside gets that dirty. The evaporator core could be ridiculously dirty. Like if it could be dirty and insulating the cold from getting in the air, you know, as it blows through the evaporator core. It could be that too. And that's a simple, if anybody wants to do that, you could just yank your blower motor out. Just yank the blower motor out and then you can look at it. And then you kind of can spray it. You might even be able to get a little hose vacuum in there and suck it off the outside of the evaporator core. Maybe that's just me. That's just what I would do. Let's fire up this old girl right here. We'll just unroll it out this way. We could start that up. Actually, they showed me how to do that. I can start and drive that thing right there. Yep. I don't know how to run any of the buttons or anything like that, but I know how to move it. So we're gonna drag this outside.
So when the big equipment's in the way, I guess you just grab a pallet and turn on the Hotsy and go to town. And move around the front. Watch all that stuff.
Flat? Oh. Alright.
Try not to get hit with water, especially Hotsy water. And I just mentioned that Anthony was washing down inside the bumper. That's always nice to do. Otherwise there's dirt and gravel and all kinds of stuff everywhere.
I've not been in the habit of doing that.
So,
normally we leave the bumper dirty.
yeah, and it's a horrible mess. So, we're getting a nice little steam bath with the hood closed. We'll clean that up too. He's moved the pallet so he can wash on the other side. You got a bunch of it off? And you got all dirty in the process? Kind of dirty. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see how good it actually was when we get the cab off of it. Never understood why he doesn't wash from the top to the bottom, but oh well.
You got see missing right there. Something. Okay, so she's had some time out here. I washed it. Got some of the major grease because it was a, yeah, it all turned to grease. It was a, hey. Tailgate don't shut. Pull this over just a little, but it goes right in. Let's see. Yep. Okay, there you go. Oops. Almost. Yeah, no sweat. Let's fire it up one more drive and then I'm pulling in the bay right now. Oh yeah. Dogs is rattling. Something's rattling. Go drive it real quick while it's dripping. Try to clean it up. Oh great, we did something. Washing it, maybe a wire, maybe something came off. Let's find out, because like I'm in it and I'm not getting almost no boost. Right there, I'm on the floor. So we heard it by washing it. That's freaking great. So VGT is not maxed out right now. Let's see if it matches that one. I'm calling for some boost. Here we go. No, it's way low. I mean, it does have a mad boost leak. There it goes, now it kicked in. Nope. It's water and fuel. Y'all saw it with me. We'll be taking the fuel tank out, or the fuel pump out anyways, taking it apart, cleaning it up. I did clean inside the fuel door too, but I didn't see that on. It wasn't on there. So it's kind of odd it kicks on right now. Let's see how it does with dead stop. Here we go. Pretty laggy all over the gear. Drive the second one. Third gear, it finally lights up. Only gets to 20 though. You can hear the air leaking. But I think it was better than that. I think maybe something might got wet. Knocked a wire off or something. I did not look at the VGT wire, but that's connected. It's obviously connected, so it wouldn't consistently get reconnected at every acceleration. So as far as, could be the turbo sticking and takes that long for it to finally open up, maybe. Well, that makes sense right there. EBP volts are 0.4, 0.38. Let's see if it goes up with. Yeah, it should be 0.9 key on engine off, so see, I don't know. I think it did have a coolant leak and there's residue, so it's pretty common they could be shorted, but that's an issue right there. 0.4 volts says, so that laggy is a little different, and we might have just killed off the EBP sensor cleaning it. Yeah. We're in. Let's do it. Pretty smoking gun right there. Coolant leak coming out of the bottle. And that's real common to go down and get onto the EBP sensor that is right behind there, right there. Real common. So I don't have an EBP sensor. I'm not finding one here. So Julie's she's got the key on right now, she's looking at perimeters. And I'm just gonna wiggle the wire around. Maybe I got it wet. It made the volts go low. All right, just unplugged it, and it is soaking wet. Right there you go. It's pretty wet in there. So let's blow that out real quick and blow out the plug. Plug's all wet too. Right there, see how it's all wet and nasty? Let's plug it back in, see what happens. Key off?
Yes, the key's off. You want me to go show what I see?
Yep, go see it. Okay.
Now it says 0.06. EBP with a V next to it. That one?
Okay, so it's pretty much shorted out.
Great.
So while Julie goes and looks for a sensor right now, I'm gonna go ahead and pop some trim panels off of inside of here. Maybe turn some lights on. I'm gonna hot seat all this. Hot seat all these trim panels. I'm not gonna clean them like we have before. The hot seat is phenomenal for it. EBP volts showing 1.4. Okay, but that is an 04 EBP sensor I plugged in. 1.4, are you serious? Plug back in the original one. 0? Seriously? I know I plugged it in. 0.89. Okay, so yeah, that was out of truck 42. 0.89. Okay, so we're gonna call that bad EBP sensor. So, good deal, put that on the list. So we basically just rinsed it. Julie shot back in now. I'll go ahead and shot back this side, knocked all the dust off here. We just clean it up. Clean it off so it looks clean. That's what we're doing right now.
That format's almost worn out, but he's got weather text on top of it. Already power washed that one, or hot seated it, and cleaning up this stuff as well.
So after washing it, some of the carpet didn't come too terribly clean. We got all kinds of fans blowing in here to dry it off before we get it. I'm gonna go ahead and get the cap bolts out. Let's do that right now. A lot of times if we push too hard here, you'll actually push the cab mount down on the bottom. So we gotta kind of pick up on the impact while you're doing it. to get out. Not too bad. Do that 8 more times. So right here, let's take our transmission. When the transmission line brackets look good, these little plastic pieces right here. See, it's pretty easy to just take them off the truck. So I'm gonna pull this tab off and take it off like I did the other side, and then we'll put it on when it's done, because these are very commonly broken right down here. We don't want to break them. Take them off, clean them up, they'll look all brand new when we put it back together. So we got the radiator out. That's not looking too hot. It's probably dripping fluid. Let's look down there. I haven't even seen it yet with my eyes. I haven't looked down there yet. See, you could have swore there's a charge air leak over there. What's this side look like? I don't know. We'll get the charge air cooler out. Right now, I'm gonna go clean this radiator. Get it done. I ain't messing with it. Okay, so we just 5 pounds. Damn. And it froze up. So pretty good chance overcharged. I'm gonna shoot for right now putting a dryer in it and an orifice tube and not touching anything else. Hopefully the orifice tube looks good. We'll see. Right now that's our plan. When they freeze up like that, when they're evacuating, that means we got clogs in it. Orifice tube, dryer could be a little wet. Yeah, so there you go. I always wait till right now. When the lines are hooked up and it's pulling a vacuum, then bust it loose right there, because it's very common for, if you just evac it, put the caps back on it, close it up, and then take the system apart in a little bit, many times it regenerates, and you'll take that off and it'll freaking bust out a bunch of freaking freon. So I disconnect this thing while the lines are hooked up, while the gauges read vacuum, and then pop a line loose. Pop a line up, and then we'll put caps on them, and it's all good. So you can no longer live in here, little guy. You got to get out. Oh, he's looking at me. He's looking at me. He's in, oh my God, there's all kinds of crap in here. Must be a nice little spot. Oh my goodness. I've been evicted. Oh, it's still in there. Okay, well, this is no longer your home. Joey's doing some ball joints. Right here, well, we've got a hot seat now, and we're in the new shop, and this is another job just like we've done. You've seen us hundreds of times do it. But I think in the times when we wash needs to change. Right now, I'm tearing some of it apart. Might take the coolant pump pulley off so I can clean the coolant, look at the coolant pump, and get the pulleys off. You know, I don't know. I mean, just because it's so easy. I'm sitting right here right now. I mean, I'm on the freaking topside creeper, just hanging out. So, how much do I really want to take off before we're hot seat? And we don't have a drain directly under, which, think about it. I don't really want to drain there. I guess I could have covered it solid, but I dropped a lot of crap. You wind up losing all kinds of stuff if the drain's right under it. So, and anyways, we squeegee it. We'll squeegee it with the shop vac while I'm hot seating and cleaning all of this crap. All of that along there, all those lines, and the fender liner, look at that. Here, all that needs to all go. That was a charge air leak. Some leak. Gotta get that grommet out of there. Take the bolts. The front cap bolts are already out right there. That way I can wash all around that too. Because right now is a good time to wash all this, because it goes up with the body, and I can't see it from this angle when the body is up. So I have to wash it right now. Because once it's up and I wash the bottom of the body, then we throw paint on it. So I paint all this. I'll paint all this, everything down here. I mean, it's not body shop paint, it's just put some paint on it. I don't do all prep and sanding and all this crap, hell no. Make sure it's clean, dry, and paint. I just want to keep rust away, like that crap right there. So right now, what I'm getting at is I'm playing around figuring out how much stuff do I want to take off, how much to leave on. Like I'll leave the negatives on because I want to clean it a little bit with the hot seat. Go ahead and take the hoses off though, get them out of the way. And you know what's absolutely hilarious is, since we're tore down to this point, I mean, I already have to take the AC compressor and the power steering pump off too. I could just reach down there and bang those off real quick, and I could take the engine harness off right now, like pretty easily. But this would be the procedure for engine harness removal. It's which way I would do it. I would strip it all the way down to here, take the radiator and fan and all that out, take the AC compressor off, take the power steering pump off, and I mean, you can kind of do it without taking the turbo off. You gotta take the turbo feed tube off, but it's doable. So now we're just gonna take some more stuff off and then wash. Let's see if we can't clean all that. Look at that. But that's the frame. I'm not gonna get on that. I'm not touching none of that right now. I don't want to wash that. That might get a little wet. I only want to wash that. I'm only gonna wash the stuff that goes up. Yeah. And down inside of there, you know, I got all that. I clean all this stuff. Well, kind of. I tried. That's the best we can say. So I took off the alternator. Oh, is the coolant pump leaking? I mean, I don't know, but if it ain't, it's probably only a matter of time till it does. Oh, we also suck water through here. So we'll get some hot water. There we go. Now we'll kick the shop back on. And then I'll shop back right there, and she'll hold that down in there, and we'll flush it out. There we go. Pretty clear. Trying at least clean out. That way when we go and we put fresh coolant in it, this at least has already had something that ran through it. Oh, there. Really wet. The whole phone's covered now. Is my face covered? Great.
Maybe. Hard to tell with the glare. You guys get the idea. Put the phone away before he needs a new one.
So I'm going to do it like this, because I don't want to get that crap all over me. Here we go. See how it looks. It takes no time at all. Let's get it done. There you go. Clean enough so now I can do power steering, make another mess, and then we'll wash it one more time. But at least the body is fairly clean. Coming around there. A lot of that down there. Got a lot off of there. The sector shaft was caked. The problem is bottom half of the sector shaft is now caked. So, yeah, let's get that too. Cleaned all that down in there. I'm not sure what that is, but I mean, ATF is a Mark-on 5, right? I don't know. Huh. It wasn't making noises. Maybe it's something. There's got to be more than one kind of fluid that can go in stuff. And if this wasn't whining and it was all good, I wonder what that was. We'll have to find out. We'll see. Draining it down in the tub down there. I used to try to catch it, but anymore, since we're going to wash it again once we get the power steering done, and it ain't even worth it. Just let it drain down and catch it in the tub. Done. Okay, so now we've cleaned it 2 or 3 times. I'm not sure. Brakes are unhooked. Power steering is unhooked. The reservoir is gone. All the dirty stuff is gone. Heater core is done. Everything's disconnected. We got to take the remote start wire off on the grounds over here. That side over there is done. And get it fixtured up and lift it. We need to rinse these fenders. Oh, I need to do that right now. Crap. This one too? Yeah. We got the lights off because it's like 475 degrees outside. But we're going up. Again. Julie says we're testing the tensile strength of everything we forgot to disconnect. Again. Let's look down the tunnel. Nothing abnormal. Look back here. I always want to make sure the back won't hit the body because the bed is close. So that's what we're doing. Let's get this sucker up. All right, let's just take a little look around here. Let me turn the flash on. Take a look at the oil leaks, wherever they're at. One broken glow plug. I mean, we put all new glow plug wires on it anyways. Glow plugs and wires. I don't know if that's... Not really seeing an exhaust leak. Still has EGR cooler on it. ICP pigtail's been done. Oh, that's like a weird looking pigtail. So now I want to push this outside. We'll just keep looking around at how it is on the, oh, there's a bolt right there. There, kind of see it. I mean, nothing really matters down there. I mean, the engine was good, base engine was good. It actually runs. So I foresee zero issues with crankshaft or bearings or rods or anything like that. We foresee it, no issues. Little exhaust leak right there. That oil, I mean, there was massive oil leaks, and I almost am starting to think it was power steering. Didn't get all that. We're gonna have to get that a little better for the very bottom. I got it on almost every other angle, but we'll be washing this when we push the body out. We'll get the body out so I can just stand under there and Julie will put some tarps around it and we can wash all this, get all this clean, all this crap. Yeah, we gotta get all that clean. I'll probably lower the body down a little bit when we do that. Yep. But for now, right now it's power wash time. I kind of want to power wash. I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to get all this grimy crap off of here. I don't really want to go working on it with it like that. I'd rather wash it. I can get the fuel pump fairly well, get a lot of this crap off of here. That way when we actually work on it, it's clean. Because it's not going to be that dirty. As long as, thought I saw somewhere, I don't remember what it was, where power steering was leaking. Because that really could be, I think that all that griminess was, oh no, it was the gearbox. It was the hydro boost. The hydro boost right there, when I went to wash that, it had power steering come out all over the place around that circle. So I imagine that's, my bet would be that hydro boost is leaking, running down the sector shaft. It leaks, drips right there because the sector shaft was disgusting. It was horrible. I washed it twice. It was completely covered with grease. Running down the sector shaft right here, which all this was covered with grease too. And in the meantime, it drips off the gearbox, off the hydro boost, right down to here. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, that's nasty. And I'm not seeing anything from the engine to put that there. So that has to be power steering leak. That down there is pretty normal. That's normal. This being this grimy is not. So, yeah. Anything else over here worth noting? Not really. Cam sensor's dry. Oh, this is definitely 18. It's got bolts on the bottom on the outside of the bed plate, so this is an 18 block. It could have step valves in it, being an 06. It says it's an 06, but it's got the sticker. They put it over the 05 sticker. Did they do that? Oh, I don't want to peel that off. Yeah. Huh. They said, I'm just kidding. We're going to go and slap an 06 sticker on that. Call that done.
So it is late. Dan and Stephanie came by and we spent way too long visiting. So Anthony's out here in the dark, hot seeing the frame. So yeah, not too much to see like this.
So we got the big tarp out. I've already done it. I got my waders on, full face helmet. We drug this in last night and it was dark when I was washing it, so obviously I missed some. I still miss some too, but it's just the initial clean so that I can take it apart, and I'm a little picky and I don't like to get my hands ridiculously greasy. So we took it all, cleaned it. It was disgusting. It was caked with grease on it, which means it's not big ruster. You know, if it's an oil leaker, which I think it was a power steering leak, was all this over here. I think the hydro boost was leaking. But we're gonna let this sit outside here and bake a little bit, because I might go ahead and paint the back. I'm not sure. I probably won't though, actually. I probably won't. Just get the engine, transmission, and transfer case yanked out of the chassis, and then we'll push it back out here and wash it one more time. Then we'll paint the whole frame. In the meantime, we got a mishap and don't have enough paint here to do this. We're gonna do gloss light gray. It's gonna be about the same color as this, but gloss. And that's what we're gonna start doing under the cabs. We're gonna try to stick to the color that it originally was, but I believe that the paint needs to be glossy. That way staining and crap don't stick to it. Just high gloss paint is a stronger paint than this, like whatever you wanna call it, flat finish. So all the crap is clean. We're gonna take the tarp down now, try to get it to dry, and then let the cab dry real good. We're gonna run up and get some paint since we don't have any. And that'll be a good time to start it up to let it dry and paint it. Be perfect. So right now, we're waiting. We're going to get some paint. Nebraska City. You guys ought to do that. Put a little hat on your dash, cover that thing up. I didn't even show the old girl had a blower motor that was bad. Thought it might have been the high-speed resistor, but she's still dripping. It was cold in there.
Finally.
Going to get paint in Nebraska City. We're figuring out paint where we go, stores and parts runs. Everybody always asks what kind of paint we use. We just go to the store and pick whatever oil-based paint that they have. Make the decision on what's on the shelf. Oil-based, that's all we use. So we're back from getting paint. This is our wash paint booth answer to our problem, that we needed a place to power wash and clean. It actually works pretty good. We have a topside creeper. There's always one there. That holds it back up. And this tarp's got some slits cut in it. Already washed it all. Yeah, I haven't put the lights up yet. I don't want to put lights up. I don't want to waste any time putting lights up until it's painted. If we're going to put everything across and put lights up, I'm not going to take them back down to do any more stuff. I want it to be done, because let's face it, it'd be nice if it's done. So let's hurry up and do it. So look at this.
Professional can shaker.
She's shaking cans. Just bungee over here. Got like a little freaking fort going on here. We're using the overhead crane for the front. And this big old girl. Yep, so we're gonna shut the fans off and see if we can go ahead and paint without letting the tarp down. Just paint just like this. And let's see. And then we can turn the fans on to air it out real good. Let's see if it's calm enough that we can paint, not get overspray. everywhere. I mean, let's face it, this also, I mean, this tarp is kind of scratchy, I think. We really need a piece of canvas or something to put over the, or something to put over the truck. Saran wrap, actually. Just saran wrap the truck. If it's a beautiful truck and like that, like the Harley truck outside, they drove the Harley, Hot Broken Mess drove today. Got a transmission in it. I didn't even get none of that. Man, dang it. So now let's, I did set this light up here because we kind of do need to see. I can walk the light back here on the lift arms. Yeah, so let's do this. Perfect. Cover the light with plastic. Well, I'm calling it done. We got paint on the whole thing. I'm gonna take the lights down now, take the tarp down, and we can push this chassis in and finally get to work. All right, tarp is gone. Well, kind of. We actually put it out in the parking lot, killing weeds. And got our lights up. We're going to put that in, and we're about to raise this cab right here. Cody's getting his engine put in. The little loose on the main truck. Yeah, but you ready? Oh yeah, he's ready. In the meantime, it's us. Let's go. Let's do it. Whoa, whoa.